Sippers, welcome to this episode of the Tea With Me podcast with me, Shane Todd. Before we get into this, a couple of ad reads to do. I saw a comment on last week's podcast saying 6 minutes exclamation mark before the podcast started. Yes, suck my circumcised dick. There will be ads, there will be reads.
You do that successfully 3 times.
Now, we are sponsored by none other. Oh, also patreon.com before that, /Tea With Me podcast. The bonus episodes, live streams every Friday, the Waterfront podcast on there, Micky in the Limelight with William Thompson, which can never be made public because Micky was really drunk. And
Don't remember that one.
You wouldn't. William wouldn't like to say it again. There was a point where we were talking about breakfast cereal, just to really amp people up for it, talking about breakfast cereals, and you said Special K, or as William knows it, K. We are sponsored by the Calm app. Everyone these days feels a little bit anxious, maybe a bit restless at night, or maybe you just don't feel like your best self. Calm is an app which offers guided meditation, sleep stories, relaxing music, daily movement sessions designed to improve the way you feel. We're going to talk about the comedian's boxing. On the week of that, there was a time where I rolled out a camping mat, lay in my office on my back and listened to an adult sleep story. And that's real life. Over 100 million people around the world use Calm. If you've never, I've never done meditation or anything like that before, but it's a great way to get into it. You get the support you need, you reduce stress, improve focus, and uplift your mood, and ultimately you beat Johnny Bowen in a boxing match. It helps you stress less, sleep more, and live a happier, healthy life. For listeners of the show, Calm are offering an exclusive offer, 40% off a Calm subscription at calm.com/teawithme. It's in the description of this episode. Calm.com. With unlimited access to their entire library. The link, again, is in the description. We are also sponsored by Manscaped. These guys are top of the balls game. They love it. They've been sponsoring us for a long time, to the point where many times I've thought this will stop at some point, and eventually it will, but let's enjoy it while it lasts. The number one in men's below-the-belt grooming products. You know that walking out the Ulster Hall, below my skull, I didn't have a hair on my body. To be aerodynamic. I'd have lost that fight if I had pubes. I wouldn't. But
It'd be more static in the shorts.
yeah, exactly. But it's getting into that time. The weather's getting a bit nicer. I understand that people have grown, a bit like a garden outside. Maybe people have grown a little bit of a bush. You know, coming into the nicer weather, get everything shaved down. These guys have everything for you. Micky, what do they have?
They've got the ball toner. They've got the lawnmower 4.0.
Yep.
They've got
wireless charge. Does that have wires?
I don't know, I haven't got one yet.
Right.
Because
We'll give you
Manscaped don't sponsor my podcast, but thanks for all the ignoring me emails. What I will say is, having seen your balls, beautiful.
I don't think you asked to see my, speaking of my circumcised penis, you asked to see that once Lavery's, and I showed you, but I didn't think you could see the balls too.
Oh yeah, well I saw my reflection. Because they're so smooth and shiny. Thanks to Manscaped.
No, that's a tattoo.
Imagine
the vlog hasn't come out yet.
The facial expression was bang on. Alright,
They have
is that what the skin used to be?
They have everything. Manscaped.com. Use code Tea With Me for 20% off and free shipping. Let's just get into this episode. 2 guests this week, starting from my left.
We're both on your left, mate.
Right.
Johnny wants to fucking hit him hardly.
CTE, one white collar fight. Furthest away from me is Chris Kent.
Yeah.
Chris is we probably started gigging together about 12, 13 years ago for the first time.
Yeah.
And you started sneaking over the border.
I was sneaking up here, wasn't I?
We Fox.
A few gigs with you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Chris from Cork. You're in town to do. You did Lavery's, doing Neil Delamere's show at the SSE. And it's great to have you here. Cheers for coming.
Yeah.
on.
Thanks for having me, mate.
I'm also joined by Micky Mayweather, the money. There he is.
Who's next?
Where's your medal? You don't.
It's in my pocket.
Oh, okay. Micky,
wrong with you?
I forgot we got medals for after the fight
you
until
actually
Micky showed up with a medal. He hasn't taken it. Get it on.
It's on my keys.
Get it on.
Oh, it's the keys to the Audi. Oh no, it's all tied up. There we go. Yeah.
Micky, look at your key. Were you baking earlier?
That's a psoriasis. Fuck you.
Oh, right. Look at that.
That's beautiful,
What do
man.
you think
No
of that,
offense.
Chris?
It's not even chocolate.
No expense. Medals.
Chris,
We'll take it off now because I don't want to be pretentious.
I don't know if you saw the build up to the boxing we were doing or little bits on social media, but it has consumed our lives for about 2 months, maybe more.
Yeah, I'm still not over it. Like,
No,
I did. I saw some of it. It looked amazing.
it
Well
was
jealous.
so fun because you've straight away when we were going to organise this, Mickey's like, Chris did some boxing when he was younger.
Yeah.
Let's get him up. That's not what we were at. We did not want people who had boxed.
Yeah, well, you could have still got me, I'd say, by that account.
yeah, gonna beat the
I
fuck
was
out of somebody.
okay. No, I was okay. I didn't do it for very long, like, you know,
Right.
a couple of years. But it's still, anything is an advantage, I guess, isn't it?
Yeah. What age were you when you started doing some
About
boxing?
15.
Okay.
About 4 years. I was a bit late going to the game, actually. That's late.
Yeah.
My boxing standards, you know
Yeah.
that?
Because the first time we
Yeah.
went to Holy Trinity Boxing Club, which is like real famous in Belfast,
Yeah.
and I've never been more intimidated
By wee lads.
by kids.
Yeah. Like, I would have went in at 15 and you're boxing lads with 5 years experience somehow,
Yeah.
you know?
There was a kid who
Got a 1,000-yard stare.
who must have been no more than 8, and he was hitting pads.
Mm.
And when I walked in, the noise of him doing that scared me.
Yeah.
And I thought they were going to be like, the kids would be like laughing at us, have never boxed, trash talking us, but the nicest kids I've ever met in my life.
It's good discipline in it, you know?
Yeah.
They're quite helpful. There's good sportsmanship, I find, in boxing, like, even when you do leather the head off each other.
Yeah.
I think if I had a box when I was younger, I wouldn't have been a wee dick.
You wouldn't have been. Oh, yeah. It knocks it out of you.
Yeah.
Definitely.
It's,
But
it's
I'm-
definitely a thing of, like, anytime I've met boxers or like any kind of fucking combat specialists,
Yeah.
which is what I call myself now. We're all sound. No, but there genuinely is a real thing of like fucking people just really well mannered. I don't know. It's just from getting punched in the head twice a week for your whole life. Where you're like, there's no point being a cunt.
Yeah. Getting, you maybe saying, like, it's mad to get hit.
Yeah.
Like, just get that into your brain that I'm going to get hit. Like, I'm going to get punched in the face. The probability of me getting punched in the face as soon as we start boxing and sparring goes through the roof. But you spend your whole life trying to not get in situations where you're going to get punched. Like, you run away
Yeah.
from getting punched, or you try and stop the
It's
situation.
I know we've talked about this flat out for 2 months now, but the first time I got properly hit in the face, and I was like, that was fucking brilliant.
Yeah.
Did you
Yeah.
enjoy it?
loved it.
Yeah? You
Oh,
loved
yeah,
it?
yeah.
Wow.
Because you could
Sick.
take it.
Yeah.
You were still standing, like...
Yeah, you get your nose bloodied every now and again, or something happens. And
If I'd have
it's
got
like,
my nose bloody at any point, Chris, I'd have dropped out of the whole process.
Really?
Oh, I was
Oh.
terrified. This is all I have. I was terrified, like, of like really getting hurt at any point. We'll come on to the boxing, and like we're gonna maybe like are we able to see something? Yeah, we'll watch a wee bit of Micky's fight, watch a bit of my fight.
Nice.
Okay then. I may or may not have cut myself together a highlight reel, and I may or may not have put the Rocky music on the top.
No, you have because you sent me it. But let's go back to when we would have started doing shows together. So, when did you start kicking, Chris? And
I
did you
started
start kicking
gigging
in Cork?
in 2005 in Cork, yeah. And it probably wasn't too long after that, I'd say, where I met you. Did I meet you in Galway or something?
Maybe.
No, I met you up here, but I definitely gigged at you in Galway.
Port Rush.
Port
Remember
Rush.
those gigs?
Those gigs,
Yes.
yeah. fucking
Best
hell.
venue, looks wise.
Yeah.
because it was an old cinema.
I'm doing that in tour in a couple of weeks.
That bit of it?
Finally get to do it sold out because it was never fucking when we
No.
did it. No one ever went.
Are you doing that bit of it, the cinema bit of it?
Yeah.
Because
That's what I did with you,
Yeah.
Colin Geddes,
yeah,
yourself. I couldn't have drove any further. I thought I was going to fall off the country.
yeah.
Fuck right, love you the whole way up and down.
That's right,
Yeah.
I went all the way up, and then I had a gig the following day in Carsavine, in Kerry, which is roughly the exact opposite end of the country.
Right.
Man, I've been doing that in the last like post-COVID,
Lining them up.
where you're just going, why the fuck am I doing it like this? Whose idea was this? And then you go, oh, I'm mine.
Yeah. I'm going past Galway to go back to Galway the next day.
Did you? Because you were one of the. I don't remember that many acts from the south. They would have back in the day. Everyone would have come up and done the Empire and Queen's Comedy Club,
Yeah.
but nobody was really doing the like circuit gigs. But I remember you and Jerry McBride
Yes.
always coming
Wee
up
Jerry.
and being part of the scene here.
Yeah.
As well as obviously Dublin and everywhere down south. Because we tried sort of. You probably did more than anyone gig in Dublin. Out of us.
I didn't do that much in Dublin because it was kind of, you would drive the whole way down and just do like You were doing the Pav in Dublin.
Yeah, you're doing an unpaid 5-minute spot.
I
We're
know,
driving down in my Corsa.
Yeah, like remember me and Sean Haggerty going down to Dublin once, and it was before you had like sat nav on your phone.
Yeah.
And we walked around Dublin listening for a gig. Do you know what I mean? We were like, if you hear
like trackers on the
yeah,
Wild
we were like,
West.
if you hear people laughing, walk in and see if that's our gig. Like, and then we got to the gig we were supposed to be doing. Nobody was laughing. We missed it twice. Man. And I just remember being like, just driving around looking for a parking space, having no idea where it was.
Yeah,
Do you
yeah.
remember like if you were doing a gig in Dublin that started at 8, you would leave, like I'd leave Lurgan at 2.
Yes.
Because I'd be going, I'm going to be lost for 6 hours.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I fucking hated it.
Yeah.
But then when I started going down for the laughter lounge maybe.
Yes.
Um,
We used to pile down in a car. There'd be maybe like
I remember, yeah, a load of you coming down
3 or 4
to
of
do
us.
a few shows.
Do you know what I think is one of the funniest things that ever happened to us? Was somebody was doing the Inter, and we all went down to watch. There's a whole bunch of us in a car.
Right.
Me and you were standing outside the Inter, and it was when LOL was on TV.
So this was a sketch show me and Mickey did
Okay.
with Aisling B, Yasmin Akram,
Yeah,
Colin,
this-
a few other
awful
people.
Right.
It was fucking terrible.
We thought we were spending money after.
To make it.
No, as
To try
in
and get it destroyed.
as soon as it was going to the week it was going to air, we were making extravagant
we were
purchases,
like,
going
this
like
is-
we probably
yeah.
don't even need to do stand up anymore.
Yeah, this is going to
Oh,
pop.
Like we've made it.
Spending
Like,
the money in your head.
it was
Made it.
the worst.
It was terrible. So what BBC had done this thing where there was 3 parts of Dearmid Core had a sketch show.
Okay.
So
yeah.
he had 3 episodes, and we had 3 episodes. So as Grant goes out, it was shit, and we went down to Dublin, and David McSavage get out of a taxi to go into the Inter,
And this was the time Savage Eye was like popping
all over
off.
the place. And Shane's like, Steve McSavage, let's go and talk to him. So we'll go over and we're like, Mr. McSavage, we're comedians as well, and love your work and stuff. And he just goes on this rant about how shit BBC Northern Ireland is. And he was like that sketchy thing with Dearmid Core, it's fucking awful. And what's that other piece of shit that's even worse? And we were like, oh, no idea.
we're like, oh, I don't know who made it, but those guys are just doing their best. Like they're trying.
Yeah. Good looking fellas.
They just, I mean, hypothetically, they might have just drawn up in a 1 litre Corsa, David. And if you had any spare change,
Everyone start somewhere. I mean, kind of old busk.
he was really dead on this. You
He's
remember?
signed,
I remember chatting to him outside the
He's
Inter.
bang on, yeah.
We were
yeah.
watching his show was like just on RTE at the time, and we were real nervous going up to him. And it's like
Do you know, sorry, that was the same night we went to watch Murph and John Cleary,
their band.
the
Oh,
band.
the 1,
1,
2, 3, 4s.
Remember that
And Dermot.
those nights
Yeah.
were brilliant because you would drive to Dublin, do a few different shows. People were doing different things. You're popping in to watch stuff, and sometimes I'll tell myself now, I'll go once a month. Should head down to Dublin on a Thursday night, do some spots and that kind of. But it's just something you never really get round to doing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like
Not
it-
anymore.
Yeah, it's not the same.
In
now,
the
is it?
beginning, when
Like,
you're
yeah.
looking for stage time, you're like, fuck it, I'll go everywhere.
Yeah.
Now it's like, God, I don't want
Yeah.
to.
I live through Jordan Robinson now because he does that. Have you gigged? I don't know if you gigged with Jordan.
Yeah, he was on last night, wasn't he?
Right, yeah,
Yeah,
he's in
yeah,
Leverage.
yeah.
Geordie's still doing the, like, he was telling me this
He'll
week.
go
he's
anywhere, like.
Wicklow, Waterford, and he's just doing it because he loves it, but he's doing all these mad drives, and I can't believe it, but we not
did
that
it,
long
yeah,
ago, we
yeah,
were doing
yeah.
it.
Port Rush is like as far as you can possibly
Yeah.
get from Cork.
Yeah,
Yeah,
absolutely.
you were getting paid for that, but you
Yeah.
wouldn't have, by the time you took out your pay, like,
By
you
the
weren't making
time,
money
I
on
think
that.
I owed the bank some money.
Yeah. Yeah, because I've done a couple of
Which
like.
is the way some of my gigs still
Yeah.
go.
For some reason in my head, the bank in Cork are, like, really easy going.
Yeah, sound.
Like, don't worry
yeah,
about
yeah.
it.
Just 2,000 that. What's this time, Chris?
What, when you started doing stand-up, was it in Cork or in Dublin?
In Cork, yeah. Yeah, small, tiny little scene. No idea it even existed as a thing. You know, Des Bishop was doing that Joy in the Hood where he went to disadvantaged areas. He did it in my area. I didn't do the show, but I knew the fellas on the show. And then I was like, went to watch them do gigs, and I was like, my mind was blown by it. I was like, what the fuck is this?
Yeah.
These
Yeah.
fellas are just normal, and a lot of them are terrible. And I could definitely do that. Like, you know, that's the confidence you need in the beginning.
Yeah.
I think to go, this fella's shit.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think it's when you, like you said, it's when you realise that people like
Normal
us, like,
people do
can
it.
do it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I went to the Empire when I was about 15, 16 to watch when I was going to tech, and it was Paddy McGackie that was on, and he was, he just was a few years older than me.
Yeah.
He was talking about like living in the Holy Lands, and I was like, he's not flown over from England or anywhere to do this.
Yeah,
He's
yeah.
just. I wonder
just
how
me.
he got this gig.
Yeah, it's mad.
And then years later, I Paddy did that material at a show, and I went, "You're that." I was like, technically, you almost like got me into stand up because I realized it's more accessible.
I
than
went to
thought.
university to do a drama and like fucking theatre degree, thinking you had to have some sort of experience, and I didn't realize you could just walk up to a pub and go, "Can I get on next week?"
Yeah,
and they just go, "Why?"
Yeah,
like 16 grand that fucking degree cost me.
Crazy, man.
I had to kiss a boy one day. I say I had to.
it's part of
He
the
had
degree. I don't know a lot about the Cork scene. I went down to do Cork once.
Yeah. Where did you do that time? City Limits? Or something?
Yeah, I think so. Pissed myself on the way down.
Did you?
There was roadworks at Kildare.
Right.
And I didn't know like where to pull in, what to do, and it was like middle of the day, so it was bright. I couldn't jump out of the car, and I pulled over to Lidl at Kildare on the other side from Kildare Village, and they didn't have toilets, so I had a Starbucks cup, pissed in it, started to overflow. Thought I would get rid of it and then go back to pissing, but realised I couldn't.
It can't be done.
Yeah, it doesn't really work. Like by the time I went like this and came back, I had like pissed myself, so I had to go to Kildare Village, and I was running late for time, and this is maybe like 7 years ago. I was like, I'll just go to Kildare
You
Village.
were famous 7 years ago.
But I didn't. But I didn't have like, I was skint. So I was probably working in the call centre at the time. So I was like, I'll nip into Kildare Village. So if I had in Belfast, I'll go to Castlecourt, buy some cheap jeans. I was like, I'll nip into Kildare Village to buy a new outfit.
Oh, in the outlets.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember the cheap. I tell you what, I promise you, it was these jeans.
No way.
Diesel jeans. And I was like, I'll buy
Thought
the
I could smell piss right now.
€80. And then when I was in there, I went, I'll get a new t-shirt too. And then I walked past the Nike outlet and bought a cheaper, so a whole new outfit. So I was feeling good from going from a shit situation. I was like, I'm feeling good. I'm in a new outfit. I could smell piss. I'm literally in pissy jeans in the back of the thing. Went down, did the gig. Brutal.
Terrible
Brutal.
gig.
Just
Did you
drove
drive
straight home.
back?
Yeah.
It's a long drive.
Shit
and you have
myself
a
on the way
bad gig,
home.
isn't it? I got
I was going to reapply,
I
guys.
don't know if you remember Billy Anderson.
Oh, yeah.
God
Yeah,
rest
yeah.
his soul, right?
Yeah.
I did a gig with him. One of the last gigs I did with him was in Dundrum in the little studio space, you know.
Is that's in Dublin? Just
In
outside
Dublin. Yeah. So a little studio space. There was a main show in the main room. He was in that one. We were actually doing a podcast together before he passed. So we were doing a little podcast backstage, you know. It's a tiny little backstage area. And we were doing a little podcast and we were having a bit of crack. And he was trying to get back into stand-up. He hadn't done it for ages. So I was like, do 10 minutes, 20 minutes, anything you want. Whenever I'm doing a gig, I'll bring you on stage. So I bring him on we do a podcast. I bring him on to do a gig. He goes back into the little room at the end of the room, like, you know. And I came up to after my gig and he's like, dude, I'm so sorry. And he was like, I didn't want to walk past the stage and I didn't think there was any other way out of this room. And I was like, besides the massive door right there, like besides that one. So he's like, I really need to go to the toilet. So we were in Five Guys earlier, and he emptied my cup and he pissed into it.
Yeah.
And then he put the lid back on it, you know. But then he was like, then I saw the door. And then he was like, so I'll go to the Jacks and empty it out. So he's like carrying this cup of piss across the foyer, and everyone was looking at him. So then he said he just started pretending to take a little sup out of it every now and again. He's like, hey, how you doing? How are you? How are you? And he's like basically, I owe you a Coke. God rest him. Yeah, fucking hell, man. It was hilarious.
I remember that happened. Sorry, the time we did the Three Sisters in Edinburgh. So it was Paddy's Day, so we weren't getting paid.
Sorry, that's a venue, by the way, for anyone watching.
Oh yeah, we did it for.
How well did the gig go?
Yeah, the Thramese sisters.
Back in town, boys.
So they paid us and just free drink for 2 days.
Yeah.
Us and Blind Boy.
Yeah, Blind Boy was on the next night.
Well, it was a Rubber Bandit who just started, and they were the next night's headliners.
Yeah,
that's right.
So there was 20 of us sleeping in this fucking hotel, but they give us all this free booze backstage. And I remember Haggerty pissing in a cup backstage, but there was lights behind the curtain. So the audience was sitting like talking to him, and they just see this silhouette of Sean Haggerty just pissing in a cup.
I had to do it backstage in Newcastle at the stand because I'm weird with the audience seeing me before
So there's
the
a
show.
disabled toilet you can use.
But William was tour sport, so I didn't want to be disrespectful. So I
Pissed in the green room. Just pissed on his jacket.
he's there to do sport, you know.
Why is my notebook soaking?
But yeah, I had to do that. I had to do that backstage. I'm weird about the idea of the audience seeing me before
Yeah.
a show. It just breaks some like.
So you don't
illusion.
come out at all, do you? When you're doing a show, you don't come out and bring on the support act. You just go out in the second half. That's what I.
No,
That's what I do now.
I do
as
an
well.
off mic intro.
Yeah.
They
for
go
them.
on.
Yeah.
If it felt like for some reason a really cold room or it's going to be bad, I would do that. But I don't know. Sometimes I think when they see you go out at the start,
It breaks it.
they
a
go,
little
"Oh,
bit.
the show started,"
Yeah.
and then sometimes when you bring on an opener, you can see an audience go, "Oh, I didn't know there was going to be an opener." You know, I didn't come
Yeah.
to see the opener, which, you know, sometimes I just don't think people know. I think it complicates it a bit, but I do think sometimes that works great.
Yeah, yeah.
Like we do when we do live podcasts. I come
Some
on to the
people,
start.
yeah.
I'll do it depending on the venue.
Yeah.
So the Bangor Courthouse, I'll go out and do 5.
Yeah.
Bring the support act on.
And will you do crowd work in that time?
Yeah.
Right.
Which I don't know if it's a good idea to do though, because it kind of sets the tone for the rest.
Day
like,
one crowd work
Yeah.
then.
Yes.
You know when an MC does nothing but crowd work and brings you on and you have a bit to do and you're like, oh,
Yeah, because they think if they've never seen stand up
That's
before, they go,
magic.
"This is what stand up is."
that guy was magic.
Yeah. I remember one of my fondest memories of watching you, Chris, was going to the Fringe, and it was in one of the assembly rooms.
Oh yeah, downstairs.
Yeah, and I went by myself, and there was a you know, like the Fringe, every day's different. Sometimes you're packed out, sometimes you've got to cancel the show because nobody's there. It's just the way it is for everyone. And it was a particular day where it was pretty quiet. It was like maybe like a Monday or a Tuesday,
yeah.
and there was like a whole rectangular room. Right
Did I
in
move the room
stage.
around that time?
There was a side. There was like
Were you waiting?
behind a curtain.
Yeah.
Chris moved the audience into the wings, side stage.
I moved them in and I sold it out that way.
There was 8 seats.
Yeah.
And Chris just like turned on stage to the side. So it was like a place where only you would have been.
Yeah, I would have just been standing there waiting to go on.
Yeah.
And there was like there's 10 tickets sold or something.
If anyone walked into the main room, there was a man doing a full show to no one because no one could see the
couldn't see
audience.
it.
It looked like he
To
just
the
lost the
audience,
plot in
I
Edinburgh.
thought it was crazy, yeah.
That's a
But
good idea.
It was class.
I just put all the little seats in there. But I remember there was a reviewer in there. She didn't even mention that I did that. It's a fairly kind of,
Yeah.
you know. But the reviewers, I long since lost it with those cunts, you know. I was like, fuck them.
Because when you do the Edinburgh Fringe, because there's nothing else really going on.
Yeah.
All you obsess about is the review or
I used to, yeah.
and you care more about that you know, sometimes the run's going great, but a bad review you go, the run's not going well.
Shouldn't
It
matter,
shouldn't
like,
affect you,
yeah.
like.
Yeah.
I remember, and they don't have a fucking clue, like. No
Yeah.
offense, like. I don't give a shit if you don't do comedy. You don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
If you haven't stood up and done it, you really
Absolutely.
don't know.
What's real bad ones you've had?
I've had ones that didn't make sense. Like
Let's get the fuck. It's like the scene from Jaws. Now let's do the scars.
I remember getting one, and basically the crux of it was he takes a long time to get to the point. They released the review in September. The Fringe was over.
Yeah.
I was at home. That shouldn't have affected me at all.
Yeah.
I remember getting a 2-star review once that said genuinely hilarious but ultimately forgettable, and I was like, you fucking can't be both of those at the same time. Like,
I did the
that guy's hilarious. Who? I don't know.
I was doing the Galway Festival a few years ago, and there was a hen doing. It was upstairs in Roisin, and there was a hen doing, and
What's a Hindu? Clock.
it's a religion, you prick. But obviously, like the golden rule kind of is like if it's like a mixed bill show, like
Yeah.
don't draw reference to it unless they become really rowdy, in which
Yeah.
case obviously
Yeah.
handle it. And the MC goes, he makes a point of going, guys, there's a hen doing, no one mention it, and everyone's like, yeah, no worries.
Who's MC?
Huh?
Who's MC?
His middle name is a food that you would have with toast. Something on toast.
Jam? Peanut butter? Ah, Davy Peanut Butter. Yeah.
O'Reilly.
He has a middle name.
O'Reilly.
He has like a middle name, which is a nickname,
Okay.
and it's a thing that comes in a tomato-based sauce, and Heinz make it.
This is a
Ketchup?
very
Martin Beans Ward
Oh, beans.
Ah,
Beans.
is who it is. If you
Yeah.
know who I mean.
Yeah.
So he goes, fucking lovely guy, but goes, don't draw reference to this, everyone. And we're like, yep, no worries. He walks out, he goes, who's getting married? I'm going on next, someone's going, chortling. Now, for anyone who doesn't know, this is like the only real UK comedy website, and no one outside stand-up knows what it is, but we all act like it's like the par.
The Oscars are in.
Yes, right? So I'm like, I'm so nervous about it. And I've had good gigs at the festival, and I'm going to go on, and I'm driving home straight after this, and I'm like, just feeling a wee bit of like the Hendy are really chatting. And I walked on, they start chatting, I'm like putting them down and then trying to move on, put them down, move on. The review said, an heir of a substitute teacher who can't control the classroom.
Oh God!
And that broke me. Like,
That's
I
horrible,
hated it so much.
Yeah.
He once gave me a 4-star review at Edinburgh, and like it was almost like he took marks off because a guy in a Hawaiian shirt heckled, and I fucking put him down. And I remember that was a big part of the thing. Was like, oh, he was using some club things to put down a heckler.
Oh my God!
And I haven't let him back in the gig since because I'm holding on to the 4 stars.
Okay.
I get this head chortle 4 stars forever.
Right. Like, yeah, that's the last
thing.
thing.
You don't leave chortle in then. That's great. Yeah. Once you get your stars, tell them to fuck off.
It was Damo Clark told me to do that. I was like, it's a fucking great idea.
It's a great idea because they'll come back and sting you with a 2-on-1 like.
Apart from Port Rush, Chris, what were the first gigs you sort of came up here to do that you remember?
I came up here to do the Laughter Lounge when it was here actually.
Fuck yeah.
So I never did that. So for anyone who doesn't know, it was in the Odyssey
It was in the Odyssey, yeah.
Pavilion, and it was a full comedy club around weekends, didn't it?
Yeah.
Friday,
Fridays and
Saturday, Sunday.
Saturdays.
Yeah.
Fridays and Saturdays. And then I came up to do the Empire a couple of times. I used to come up to do dailies in Oma.
Yeah.
I loved coming up to do that as well. And then Derry, I think I was doing something. Was it brickwork in Derry? No.
Oh yeah, it was
Mason used to be
Masons.
Masons, yeah. I did
That was
Masons
brilliant.
as well. But I loved the scene up here. Like, I couldn't get enough of it. I was like, I moved from Cork because it was a small scene to Dublin, slightly bigger scene. And then I was just like, this isn't really far to go, you know?
Yeah.
So I loved coming up and down. And I was nipping over and back to the UK the whole time as well.
Yeah.
Trying to get into that scene over there, you know?
Yeah.
But it was just all stage time and...
I remember the first time I saw you, the bit that really stuck with me was the Chinese from behind.
Chinese from behind, yeah. I
Yeah.
look Chinese from behind.
Yeah. Because you said it, you know, sort of, I hope you don't mind me saying it, but it's an observation where you say...
I have to turn around, obviously, then, yeah.
But you say it and it's funny. And then when you turn round,
Yeah.
I remember the whole room just like...
Losing it.
Losing
It
it.
is uncanny. Like,
Yeah.
And then it's just it's a bit I always wanted to see, because I always wanted to watch the audience
Yeah.
react to it. You know,
Yeah.
it just was...
That was in my first show, I think. And
Yeah.
I'm actually redoing it. I'm growing my hair at the moment because I'm filming a special.
all right,
And
yeah,
I
yeah.
need to look Chinese from behind again. And because I had it shaved. And my barber, who's sound, and he's one of those ones, he knows I'm a comedian now.
Yeah.
And it's a good relationship. And I'm like, he's like the usual. And I'm like, no, man, I need it to be just scissors on the side because I need it to. I know I have a joke. I need to look Chinese from behind again.
How often does he get asked that?
Normal.
What are you after, mate? Chinese from
Yeah, just a
behind?
bit of Chinese from behind, a bit of fucking Oriental on the back, like
Can we play a game where, what do you think, what nationality do you think we look like from behind? Do you want to go
that'd be
first? You want me
great.
to?
I mean, I'm definitely
Hold on.
Can I see?
quite a lot of fat back there. You know what I mean?
Can I see the back of your head?
Canadian.
Canadian.
Let me see. Can I see?
I can't even twist that one. You've seen me behind them. Like, do you know what I mean? That's, I look Northern Irish from behind. I just look loyalist.
Yeah. Now I have a weird shaped head.
Yeah.
Right, but
Okay. French.
Definitely European.
Yeah, I'm a French. Like looking around, having a look around the old. Yeah, he's looking around the Louvre here, and he's making the most of it. He's like an air of arrogance about it.
Can you do?
I go into the barber. Can you make the back of my head less arrogant? What stage yet? Can I see the back of your head now? To see where
Yeah,
you're
it's,
at now?
it's not bad. I'd say it's probably.
Oh yeah, you're getting there. You're getting there.
See, I never would have copped that only for someone obviously said it to me. I don't know.
Yeah.
why I was
Yeah, it's
looking
like
the back
Thai
of my
at the
head.
minute. You know what I mean? It's
Yeah,
not
it's a bit,
Chinese.
yeah,
yet.
it'll go another bit, get a bit longer. Maybe put a bit of hair dye in there, and but I got it was a genuine thing that happened. I was on that train going to Cork, and I'm like, oh yeah. All of a sudden I'm in a fucking depot station. There's no other cunt on the train, and I'm like, fuck it. And these guys came on. I'm kind of redo the bit now for the sake of it. But the guy walked up behind me and he's like, where are you going? And I was like, I'm going to Cork. This train doesn't go near Cork. And I was like, what? I was told by a fella in Dublin Station, and he was like, yeah. And they were like, that's Steve. He doesn't know what he's doing. They knew who it was. And then the other guy said, for a minute there, I thought you were Chinese from behind. And I was like, I just didn't know what that had to do with anything. But all his friends were like, yeah. There's a Chinese fella on the train again. And then the best part was a girl stood up and they go to this girl, where are you going? And she's like, I'm going to Cork. And they're like, oh God, get Steve on the phone. Like, there's two in this train. And they go, was it stupid looking fella in Dublin Station? And she said, no, it was him. She points at me. And I was like, yeah, I was helping her out.
Now, did you, after that, were you able to like check your head, or did your wife take a photo of anything like that?
No, I just knew because someone else said it to me as well. Actually, weirdly enough, totally unrelated. When I was working on a building site in Australia years earlier, somebody came out and grabbed me by the kind of scruff, and they were like, "Oh, I thought you were a Chinese fella there." It was just two very separate incidences in two very different parts of my life. I never picked up on that one, and I picked up on the second one, and I thought, okay, there you go, maybe.
Yeah. If it's said to you twice, you go, there's something in that.
Yeah, and I have too much barber material now. I have so much barber, racist barber, the current barber store I have cutting my own haircut, and this now my Chinese.
I always loved the bit you had about working on sites in Australia with English guys, and you put a line through your sevens.
Oh yeah,
like, stop doing those fucking Irish sevens.
Yeah, I can't understand them. You just called it a 7, though. But that's a true story as well. This guy was in the hospital, and then the guys were getting a bit more, patriotic, putting fathers on the ones and everything. Just annoyed the fuck out of him, like,
So I've never been to Australia. Me and Mick are talking about, I think we're going to overlap. It's my first time going for gigs. You've been a good few times. But did you live out there?
I lived there for about a year.
So
had a fucking time in my life, yeah.
See,
where were you? Were you Perth or?
I was living in Sydney and Perth. So
Oh,
I was in
brilliant.
Sydney for 4 or 5 months, Perth for probably 6 months, and then travelled around as well.
see, in the big cities, can things get you?
What do you mean? Oh no, animals and stuff like
Yep.
spiders. Don't think so. I never really saw much of them
I've
over
never
there.
seen anything. I've seen.
Never seen
The only
anything
thing I've
over there.
seen was like the big bats. I've seen those in Sydney, the sort of flying fox.
Yeah, the
looking things in
big
Sydney.
bats in the park and stuff. The fruit
Yeah.
bats hanging upside down. They're pretty freaky looking.
And I did see a bunch of Australians walking through a bit of a park where there was magpies and doing some weird fucking Prince Charming thing, because apparently it's supposed to throw the magpies off, but no one fucking told me that, so I just...
Oh, the ones that scoop down with
Yeah,
you? Yeah. You see kids going around with the helmets on there. They have them over here now as well with the spikes on them. Stop the birds.
Is that what that's for?
Yeah.
Sorry.
Mohawk on a helmet.
Yeah,
like.
yeah.
Sorry.
You have to put a gun on your pint.
What?
Yes, I drink it. Yeah,
Is
there's,
this real?
there's magpies that swoop,
Yeah.
and they'll...
To what? Beak your head?
They usually just want your sandwich, but I think, like, they do just fucking...
Yeah, the way the seagulls are over here, I suppose.
Yeah.
It's magpies.
You're going to
over
see
there.
me
He's
and be
got
like, look at this
cats, like-
arrogant French prick.
With his baguette.
Who knows?
Take that off him. Take his baguette, mate.
So do you think I'll enjoy Australia?
Oh,
Class?
I swear to God, it was... When
You
I
leave
lived
your wife and kids, man.
Just move.
I love
When
it.
I lived there, like I have experienced it now on many different levels, because me and Neve went there backpacking in our 20s. Didn't give a shit, staying in, you know what I mean? Dormitories, people. Like, I moved into a house, and I spoke about this last week on a podcast, my own podcast, but I can speak about it again. We lived in a little apartment in Sydney, I had a room with my wife, which is luxury. You've got your own bedroom. My friend Roy was sharing a bunk bed with a man from Slovakia that had been living there the whole time. And then there was 2 guys from India living behind the telly. And that's not a joke. That's not a joke. That's not like... And that was totally normal to us. We moved in.
They're like, Chris, has anyone ever told you look Chinese from behind? One of them wasn't even from India. He just looked like he's...
But I swear to God,
Oh my God.
they were behind the telly. There was a little curtain, and they were like, "That's the lads' room. Don't go in there." And then one of the Indian lads got ticked with the other guy, and he ended up sleeping on the balcony because his feet smelled or something like that, and it was all kinds of stuff going on. But I remember we moved in, 3 of us from Cork, There was a Slovakian guy, we met the 2 Indian guys, and they were like, yes, people are moving, like, we're going to learn English. And that's like, because they were like, you speak English? And we're like, yeah, we speak English, boy. And then they were like, we're going to learn English. And after a day, they were like, no. I don't think we're learning English. Because I'm speaking in like, when I'm with other Cork people, it's just another fucking language altogether to them, you know?
I wonder what where those lads are now. What they've upgraded to.
I
now.
know, yeah.
Hopefully they made it out from behind the TV.
Well, they're flat screen, so now they're just getting an extension.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it was one of them big tellies as well. It was like, and he used to be behind the telly going, can you turn the telly down? And I was like, can you fucking move out from behind the telly? Don't be asking me to turn it down. Like, you know? Come on, man.
Hanging his washing on a scarf.
But I experienced that. That was it was a beautiful time. Like, I was working as an electrician and I was doing gigs as well. So especially when I got to Perth, I was doing some gigs there when I was living there. I was working on the building sites and I was doing gigs at night time. We were taking copper off the building site as well, stealing copper. My balcony when I moved to Perth was full of copper that we sold to a fella. I was getting paid on the job, and then there was a guy on the job that was going like, look, if you do this job for me on the side, you can still get paid by your contractor and I'll give you extra money. So it was genuinely like, you couldn't fucking,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? I was getting paid twice at work, taking copper home with me and going off out to a gig that night then. I've never been so financially secure in my life, but I didn't keep any of it.
Right.
You're not supposed to in your 20s, were you?
No, you're not.
But then
you're not.
have you done it the other way? Like, have you brought up your wife and kids?
Been there with my family. Complete opposite fucking reaction. Can't even remember my mother calling me when I was in my 20s. And next thing I'm like, yeah, the drying is unbelievable, girl. That's the fucking, you know, I'm totally don't drink. And I'm like, yeah, the fucking t-shirt there was dry before I got the second bag on it today. Unbelievable.
Like, that's what that's what people are asking me. Are you going by yourself? Are you taking your wife? No, my kids are under 3.
I flew with.
That's not possible.
2 kids. No, I flew with I did the Perth Fringe, and myself, my wife, my son was 3 at the time, and my daughter was 6 months old. Yeah.
Chris, when I say that's just not possible, say you didn't do it.
Okay. I'll tell you though, it was.
How was that
the flight? We were dreading the flight, and the flight was genuinely amazing. So we flew it, is it Emirates? Like, they have a little bassinet thing that clips onto the wall. You know those 4 seats?
Yeah.
Fucking baby goes in there. Baby was sleeping most of the time. My son was just excited, delighted. They slept a good bit of the way over. There wasn't a peep out of them. Not a fucking peep, man. It was genuinely people congratulating me getting off the plane. You guys are amazing. That was incredible. Well done. The kids slept. However, when we got there, the kids jet lag. And all of a sudden they're waking up at 2 o'clock in the morning going, it's daytime.
Yeah, let's play.
For me. So, and that was the only bad thing, but it was brilliant. Like, we had her dad was working over there at the time. He's a retired doctor, so he goes over and does a bit of work over there for a couple of months and travels around. So we stayed with him. He had a little place with a pool, cycling in and out of gigs every day, spending the days with the family. It was unbelievable.
Class.
Brilliant. Yeah.
I'm doing it the wrong way. I'm trying to pack. I'm going, how long you're going for weeks, aren't you?
5 weeks, I think, yeah.
I'm doing it in 12 days.
What are you doing over there?
Like 8 shows.
Right. In what part? Like Sydney or Perth?
Yep.
Just Sydney.
Sydney, Perth, Adelaide, Melbourne.
Oh,
Brisbane.
correct. Yeah. That's a lot, isn't it?
Yeah.
12 days. It takes
stupid?
2 days to get there and 2 days to get back.
Yeah.
It's stupid.
No, I don't think so. No, because the jet lag often won't hit you for a week or so. How many? You're doing 5 weeks?
Yeah, so I'm going. I need to double check the itinerary. I think I go to Sydney first. No, Melbourne first. So I'm doing Melbourne, Brisbane,
We overlap
Sydney, and
Melbourne.
Perth.
Okay, yeah. I'd love to do it again. I want to do it again.
Yeah.
It's just with the kids in school and all that, we're trying to pick it. And my wife working, maybe try and pick something where we can make it work out, you know?
Right.
Yeah.
5 weeks. You
It's a
love
long
it out there,
time.
don't you?
Man, I swear to God, the only thing that stopped me that made me come home was that new car. I
love
was in the airport on the way home going, I've got a niece and nephew, a girlfriend, fucking family, and I don't give a fuck about them. I love Australia.
And the car, but you could sell the car and get one out there.
Yeah, but that's my car, I mean. Also, I had to pay it off. I missed the car. But yeah, I do. But then, Nah, I've no downsides to it at all. I fucking love
I
it.
genuinely, I think it's an amazing.
You're in your
festival.
element, like.
Yeah.
Bit of sun,
Yeah.
gin and tonics.
And you make money over there.
Yeah.
And to ride a show, like I did the last show on Perth Fringe, and I rode it and did it over there, and I was like, I fucking made money at the end of it.
Yeah, yeah.
And
Which
that's
you
after,
don't do in Edinburgh, obviously, for anyone
exactly. That's after flights and accommodation and pretty much a family holiday, like, you know. And I came back with money. And I was in the sunshine every day.
Are you doing it in Edinburgh this year?
Might do a half run.
I'm fucking talking to
I'm trying to get a show going, so
Yeah.
I think I need a half run anyway to just.
The only way I'd make money doing Australia will be to fly coach the whole way there, the whole way back.
Yeah.
But obviously, being self-employed, we can, you can fly nicer
Yeah.
and claim it back, but then you won't.
I
Then
mean,
you
some of
won't
us
make
can. SSE.
No. You
Like-
you can claim.
Yeah,
You
I
can
just
fly
don't,
anywhere
yeah.
business, and you can claim that back.
I've never done it. I've never flown business. I've never.
I haven't.
I don't
but
feel
I don't know why
like
I
it suits
haven't.
me. I feel like for those long flights, it's free drink anyway, so I'll just drink enough to pass out, then I'm grand.
I don't think economy suits me.
I'll say this: I've lucked out every time I've gone to Australia that I've been in the aisle, but on the way back last time, I've told you about it before. I was in the middle of fucking I sat like that for 16 hours,
Yep.
and you thought 9/11 was a bad day. I was in a mood. Let me tell you.
So I've only ever flown economy ever.
Same.
But for this, I'm thinking this might be the cutoff for me where I can go do the likes of what should be a 5-week trip in 12 days.
But is it not fucking crazy expensive? How much is it like extra?
It's like 4 times, is it?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like 4 times.
But
more.
I'm seeing this as like a test the waters out there, see what it's like, see what I can sell in certain cities, and then I would do it properly next year or the year after or something like that. So I'm happy to treat this as a give it a go. I'll cover my costs, but I won't make a lot.
I think you can build up air miles that way as well.
Right.
And the next time you're going back, if you're with the same company, then you can start really chipping away at stuff.
Yeah, yeah.
I think if I did 16 hours like this and then was going straight into shows, halfway through I would just hit a wall and the shows wouldn't be good.
It's a weird thing to try and get the jet lag
Getting
sorted.
the jet
like,
lag is
yeah.
when it lifts and you're doing gigs, you feel like you have a superpower the day you realise it's gone.
Yeah.
Like I was like, I couldn't remember a fucking thing for one of the shows. I was just like out of it, you know.
Yeah. I get emotional. I get like I could
I
cry
get
at any
emotional
moment.
on the
Like,
plane a lot, like watching movies on the plane. I think it's the altitude.
Yeah,
isn't it?
yeah.
People get I'm like crying at this
Your
fucking-
Tears are worth double in the
Yeah,
air.
I'm like,
I made a fool of myself laughing at an episode of Family Guy on the way back.
I watched
Just
on the
like-
way to New York there, I watched Three Amigos for the first time. Steve Martin, Chevy Chase,
Oh,
Martin Short.
yeah.
One of the funniest films I've ever seen in my
yeah,
life.
that's good. Yeah, yeah.
Loved that.
Yeah, I watched Walk Hard, the Dewey Cox story with Aaron
yeah.
McCann the day
Seen it?
after John Mulaney. Yeah.
Okay.
He's in the
Yeah, I
background.
was just thinking, he didn't mention last night. No.
McCann plays the head. But that, I don't know, the mixture of like a hangover and it's the funniest film I've seen
But
in my
it's
life.
because you don't watch a film more intently than when you're in it. You've no there's nothing else going on.
Yeah.
You know? Make sure we watch. Should we watch a bit of the boxing?
I watched a bit of boxing.
that's good.
Okay. But first of all, do we do the thing first? Yeah, come on. Yeah. So Dan and Mike said before we started recording this episode, they said to remind us they've got something for us. I have a feeling I know what this is, but I could be totally wrong. We can see your screen, yeah.
Quicker, 20.
Now what's funny here as well is because this is the YouTube I use. You've got like what I've recently watched on the right hand side, and you've got George Michael, One More Try at the top of it, which is a great song.
Also, if you look at the amount of views on this, that's the one you sent me, and I think they're all me.
Oh yeah.
It's
This is in
1.7
This is in higher definition. Okay.
You ready?
Yeah. So this is the surprise. First of all, where do you think that guy would have his offices hypothetically?
Right here.
Hollywood. Yeah, that's his whole thing. He has people on his address and he's Hollywood.
Definitely would have it.
Hollywood to Hollywood. The hard way.
It's one really, really small room, but it's glamorous as fuck. I work with Mr. Sheen, the Polish man. Polish? That's right. One time I fucked Marilyn Monroe. Manson. I always get them mixed up. Not Marilyn, Charles. Fuck.
I'm getting you 20 minutes at the front page of Ballymena, all right?
You play it twice in your career. Once on the way up, once on the way down. And you, baby, are on the way up. You're going to be huge, kid. You're going to be as big as Billy Piper. I work with all the pipers. Billy, Rowdy Roddy. I got you doing warm-up for Nolan.
Where is it, baby?
No, you misunderstood. Colleen. I'm going to make an offer you can't refuse. Frank Mitchell and Linda Nolan. What are they doing? I don't know. Curling with Micky Bartlett. We're going to speak to the commissioners right now about this. Anthony Costa gets you by the belt. Him and Teddy Sheringham. They're going to fuck you down Royal Avenue.
How do you get to Carnegie Hall? Practice? No, it's in Ballymena.
You're opening for Malachi Kush, kid. You're welcome. You also got to give him a lift.
I remember the time Richard Gere was in here. He said, hey, Goldstein, I bought you a hamster. I said, take that hamster and stick it up your ass. And he did. Takes a lot to surprise me.
Brilliant.
That's fucking great.
Quality. Yeah, that's great. Ben Picks.
Shout out to
That
Ben
was great.
Picks.
That was
That's
from an
class.
episode me and Mickey did where we got a bit carried away.
Yeah.
That is a
Um,
class.
Yeah, great. Really enjoyed that. Keep making these, please, all the time.
Look at this fucking profile picture after using that.
I know.
So,
I look fucking younger now. It's 22 in that photo.
Mick, the Lurgan surgeon, super duper heavyweight. You've got the look at that. That's a confident man there.
If you
Yeah.
rewind back 14 seconds, you'll see me forget how to get into the ring.
Did you wear headgear? You did wear headgear, yeah.
Yeah,
You say you forgot how to get in the ring.
yeah. What's this?
more like Robot Wars than it is boxing.
Oh no.
Look at that. He's
loving
relaxed.
it, isn't he?
Yeah.
He's loving it.
Peacocking. Look at McCartney's body language, shoulders slumped.
Yeah. He knows his last day on earth. That's why.
So you haven't seen this, Chris? No.
No, I haven't seen it at all.
Look at this.
Speaking of McMuffins,
Upset daisies.
If you've just watched these entrances and William step into the ring and you want
he
to donate
dresses
some
to the
money on
left
tips,
is all I've noticed.
Ring girl.
The best thing of the whole night
Yeah.
was William Thompson.
keep donating, just
She's
give
the
it.
ring girl.
Yeah, he really got into it.
The real star tonight. Any predictions from you boys up front? Are we all
Now,
on
see, when
line?
this was all happening, do you remember all this? Do you remember getting the headgear on, that kind of thing? I don't.
Yeah, I remember when they were going to tuck my shorts into, or my top into my shorts, thinking, oh, fuck, this top already doesn't fit.
I'm
And you're going to see McGunt.
with both guys. I think if I was betting on it, I would bet on Nick, but I would love to see McCartney win.
Oh, that's got a sting.
So I'm going to hold
Oh, I know,
for
I.
the next 10 years.
Matt McCartney with his 2 for £35 still on his.
It's amazing.
McCartney looks mean there, doesn't he? Look at that, he's snarling.
Not doing well these days. After
I freaked out because when they were giving me the water, I realised other people had been drinking from it for the rest of the fights, and it really made me.
No, it was all new bottles.
Oh, thank God.
post YK.
So you had
Here
proper
we go.
coaches and stuff, did you?
Oh,
in the
yeah.
corners?
Yeah.
Ah, brilliant, yeah.
Sean McComb was our coach. He's a world champion at the minute.
Well, me and
That's
Davey,
Stevie Hawkins, was Irish champion. He's from Lurgan, so I was training with him as
You
well.
said Stephen Hawking.
I know, everyone thinks I say that. Yeah. With the size I've got, Jesus Christ.
a wee bit.
It looks amazing, lad.
Sold out Australia. So
SSA might jump
there was talk of doing this in like the waterfront or something
Yeah.
slightly bigger. Any boxer we spoke to said you will not get a better atmosphere than this.
Here we
This
are.
is the historic venue to do it in.
Now, I genuinely thought there was.
Oh,
I thought there
Head
was
back,
14
man.
seconds before I hit
he's
him.
got hands, baby.
Mickey looks alright. Mickey looks like
Look at that.
Mickey's got the fucking combos going by.
Is Mickey surprising you here, Chris, with some of his?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. I mean, I don't know what he's doing there now. But
Yeah, that's what I thought the head guard said, but I think I was just having a panic attack. I was just like, this is happening, this is real. Like,
McCartney's got the pecker up here. Look, he thinks he's.
Oh, he's complaining to the ref. He's complaining to the coach.
Here we go.
He wants to continue.
It wouldn't surprise me if McCartney had just weights in those gloves or
Yeah.
something.
Mark
Lovely.
needs to pressure him now because you can feel the fear of Mickey.
Oh, bobbing and weaving.
you get caught there with Mickey, you did.
Beautiful.
oh, I hit him fucking 5 times in a row.
Yeah.
It's my favourite bit is you hear Tyrone McKenna going, Mickey's afraid now. And then, oh!
Did you get caught at all?
He hit me a good couple, like,
Did you cross yourself there?
no, I was just trying to confuse him.
Oh, he got
gets
you
me
there.
here, like that
A bit
one.
there, yeah.
This is getting
McCartney's going.
Hooks.
You're biting your lip, bro.
Step brothers.
Raging.
in a power convention, as they say.
Hooks from.
It's amazing how much it takes out of you, the energy, though, you know?
Oh,
But he doesn't stop. Mickey doesn't stop moving. Oh,
Lovely.
why?
Skipping pints up the
Oh,
sink.
why?
See on the
Yeah.
left, or
Oh,
right.
he's going to the body. He's going to the
Oh,
head.
he's felt those last two, hasn't he?
It's beautiful. He's gonna.
I felt so bad. The amount of times I was trying to say, like, are you alright, are you alright? But my face is squished together and I'm wearing a gum shield, so I'm just going, he must have been shitting himself.
He's got McCartney has a very high guard there, doesn't he?
Mickey looks like he
Very
has
high guard, yeah.
today.
He's also fighting Southpaw and he's right-handed.
Why is he fighting Southpaw?
Don't know.
Mickey is in the gym every day hitting the bag.
Where did he
and
train?
I don't know what that
Look at
means,
Micky's shoulders, just
but he's hit the bag before the mark.
so loose.
You know.
We had a Asian gong, Chris.
Nice.
Whatever
This is
variation
fucking
of bag you're
amazing.
thinking
And
of,
look, Asian from the back.
Do you see this now? Like, this is...
How were you feeling at the end of the? Are you tired at the end of the first round?
I don't remember being tired, but I was like,
Yeah.
See, I never got to experience anything like this. In all the years I boxed in fucking GA clubs where people were still smoking inside.
Well, that's the thing. We're look at this. Look at this guy.
check us out though.
Get it with an ice cube, say nothing.
Boom, 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 boom.
What a hook.
So when we were sparring in Holy Trinity and stuff, some of the guys there, some of the coaches were saying,
Oh, yeah.
"There's boys here would give their life like
Oh,
that
for
one
that?
night of
Yeah,
fighting
yeah,
in there."
exactly. Yeah, that's what I mean. Because I boxed in little fucking pubs with people smoking and
Yeah.
up in boxing clubs and...
We're about the same.
Same poundage you
But
make.
It's crazy how just the bloodlust that comes out of the crowd.
Oh
When they drink
yeah.
and people are hitting each other.
Especially women.
Oh my god.
Like,
There's another
I
one.
think
Oh, he
Oh.
ducked that
Mark,
one.
Mark's smaller in his work where he gets in too close and doesn't get the power into the shots.
Are you talking during any of those? During any of those holds? No.
I can't remember.
Right.
He's blowing now. He's puffing a bit of air here.
Yeah.
I think I was chatting a good bit in the third round.
Mickey may step it all on the grass and get the stoppage here. If he
Right.
tries his hard.
Yeah. So sorry. Yeah. For the
So I'm
other
just
listeners.
mesmerised with my own fists.
Yeah. Like he.
Is he a tough man? Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, he's got you with
He
a
got me a
few
couple of
there.
good fucking digs there.
He did, Mickey.
My jaw hurt after the fight. I was like,
He rocked you a bit
Your
there.
jaw hurt?
yeah.
Red culture.
Did your main worry? Oh.
Up to
Oh.
the head to the body.
Your main worry was you're going to gag on your gum shield. Was that all right on the night?
Yeah, that was that and my bad rib that you gave me. Sparring. Shane punched me in the rib and I thought it was broke.
Oh, really?
And the Monday before I wasn't going to fight.
My wife had a fight, one of these fights,
Rory
like
Wood
a
would
week
say,
before the
"I'm on a
wedding.
board."
Did you?
Serious?
Yeah, I swear to God,
I'm
yeah.
on a plank.
Insane. Carry on.
Did you win?
She didn't. Now, the girl she fought was easily... She was fucking way taller than me, and my wife was way
hell.
smaller. It was the only other girl in the white collar
Right,
team.
right.
But she did things I never done. She was amazing.
What's Keezy saying there?
I think he's going to ask Micky fucking Bartlett.
Sean Haggerty.
Oh, really?
Keezy was steaming at this point. Like,
Oh, right.
Here we are.
Here
This
we
is
go.
the
Third
the
round.
final
Right, so
round.
I call this the McFlurry. Just watch you see.
Whoa.
Oh, yeah.
I mean,
For a
Mickey's
man,
sketch.
it's only
Boom, boom, boom.
lovely.
I can see that.
A man, it's only back
Oh,
for 6 weeks.
he's connected.
McCartney, to be fair to him, takes a hell of a beating in this and
He
always
does,
keeps
yeah.
coming.
Oh man, he
Keeps
kept coming
coming
in.
back. He's a
Always
tough-
keeps coming.
He's a tough son of a bitch.
Punches.
Did you, Mick, were you sort of thinking, just leave it all out there, like empty the clip?
No, at this point I was just like, man, let's just let's go to the bar.
Right.
Sean McCombs looks like he's happy.
Is that what you're saying to him?
Yeah.
What are you having?
Boom, boom, boom.
Baby Guinness, is
Boom.
it?
There's some there that are so fast.
You have two on them.
Big hooks
Oh, Mickey's
from
got the good hands, alright, boy.
Yeah, the ref's buying a bit of time. There was
Wait, watch this,
some-
watch this. Look,
Nah, I think it's
So,
this is all Bartlett here today.
if you time this, the third round was only 54 seconds
Was it?
because the ref was like fucking
Take
wind it
it
up.
off,
Yeah.
When it sets it
So
up nicely
technically,
for the
it's a
Callum-
TKO.
for the Callum fight later in the year. What do you think?
How do you feel as soon as that's over? Could you have gone more? As in, were you wanting to fight more?
McCartney was knackered. Like, I mean, so was I. Don't get me wrong, but
I feel like
there was
it
a
went-
point where I was just going like, we're not trying to kill each other. You know,
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
I feel like it went
exactly.
so quick
Yeah.
that I wanted to do a bit more.
there was definitely a point where I remember during our fight, anybody who'd been there before was going, "Oh, it flies in, flies in."
Yeah.
And I was thinking, when does this speed up? Because I'm fucking wrecked.
Right.
Do you know
Yeah,
what I mean?
it kind of retrospectively feels that way. So when the fight is finished, you're like, oh God, it's over.
Yeah.
But during it, you
Yeah.
can feel like, oh my God, this is fucking torture.
I started
minute.
to get nervous doing the ring walk. Doing the ring walk.
Oh, you did the
because-
ring walk in, yeah.
Yeah. Now, I'd say at this point,
Yeah.
the nerves are gone.
Yeah.
And everyone's like, yeah, you know, you didn't smile or anything, but my gum shield was so big, my face wouldn't move.
Aye. So I got the trainer to carry my gum shield out because I knew I'd have vomited before I got in the
Right.
ring.
See, the commentary team here, Chris, are saying I look really nervous, but
I don't think so. No.
I- Aaron Butler's in the stoma bags. He mentions it so much.
Aye.
I think he's got, you know, like a thick, like a
You selling
punch
them?
on for it.
Yeah.
You know, like putting his willy into it.
Stop speaking French.
Yeah, so here's the thing. I didn't realise the head guard I bought offers no protection
Oh,
apart
yeah.
from the
Aye.
actual forehead.
They're
but that
more
was better.
comfortable. They're more comfortable.
Yeah.
You've way less vision with these yokes, these
Yeah.
Teletubby
Yeah.
fucking helmets.
Because I couldn't see Johnny's eyes.
Wow.
So at this point, I can't hear anything.
That's weird thing when the in between rounds when the coaches are talking to you. I was nodding away.
Yeah,
couldn't
same.
hear a fucking thing. Just go,
Yeah, I remember it took me about 6 or 7 fights before I finally listened to the person in the corner. I remember
Yeah.
sitting down. I couldn't. Every fight I had, the coaches would be like, "Do this, this, this." It was just a blur.
Yeah.
But after about 6 or 7 fights, I remember one of my trainers saying to me, "This is what you need to do," and I heard it.
Yeah,
That's
thi-
many fights it took.
this felt like 10 minutes to me. See this bit where we're,
Yeah.
he's doing the final bits? I can't hear a word that's being said there. Can't hear a word.
do
That's
you manage to keep your armpits?
no. A very light hair there.
I'm a very light-haired man as well. I don't have much.
I've like my armpit hair is very long though.
The label was on the back of my helmet.
Took it into your arse.
All I am interested in is the first
This is
punch
good,
here.
man. Jesus, yeah. Geez, you look good, like for.
I wear
fucking
weird
right.
long freak arms.
He's going for it, isn't he?
See, that's the thing I didn't think he would do. I thought he
Yeah.
was going to stay back. But that kind of suited me to just.
Were you
jab
sparring
him
each
in the
other?
back.
That's
No,
the way,
no.
That's the way I used to box, going backwards, pivoting.
Suited me
counter-punching.
way more. That
Yeah, that taught him a lesson that time.
hit his nose. But he keep again a bit like McCartney. He keeps coming until the end of the first round.
Shane is wearing a helmet that is much more exposed than a lot of them.
This is where the ref, yeah.
Targeting that area, it's a bigger face.
The ref was good at doing things like
Yeah.
Yeah,
wee
bang over the
breaks
time.
just to allow
Oh, it's a
everything to.
lovely hook from Shane.
Yeah.
And Shane's just waiting on him, and waiting he comes
I
in,
knew he
and
was kind of
himself with
gassing a bit
lovely
as well
hooks.
because he was
Yeah, you can tell.
so aggressive.
It's a wee bit like Rocky versus Ivan Drago.
It's the adrenaline that takes the energy out of him.
Oh, yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
100%.
Anything.
Exactly.
See, at the end of the first, my mouth was so dry, it was
Yeah.
uncomfortable.
He looks like
Oh,
he's careful
that
not
hook is just staying the target every time.
Johnny
Yeah,
didn't like
yeah.
it. He didn't like it.
Johnny needs to move his head.
Johnny, the thing is, Johnny
Ah,
comes
looks
in,
good,
he
lads.
attacks,
Fair play.
but he leaves himself open every
This is
time,
where he
and that's
stops
where,
coming.
Shane's capitalising, yeah.
Absolutely.
Apart from the
Right,
start of the second, he really goes. But yeah, I mean,
Oh fucking hell!
He doesn't look like he wants it.
Do you not think so?
No.
That hurt me because I know what it
Ah,
feels
you
like.
look-
that's where he
Body
stopped.
shot.
That's a point
A
where
body shot, man.
Oh Christ!
I take a headshot over a body shot
Yeah.
all day. You can't recover from them.
the ref kept saying to me about putting my head
That's a nice
down.
shot.
I know you can't hit on top of the head,
Yeah.
but I was looking to like
Keep the chin buried.
I was looking to bury my chin, but he
Through the
kept
eyebrows.
saying lift the head. I don't know whether he was buying time
He
or
just wanted him to hit you.
maybe.
Even it up a bit. Like, yeah. Well, give him a
Oh,
chance.
sorry,
Complain about there's something in the ring. There's a little
Johnny's tooth's out here.
His tooth fell out.
Yeah,
Did you knock his tooth out?
yeah. No, to be fair, it was a screw in, but that's not important.
Johnny has a screw for it.
Must have loosened it for
It's
the
funny
fight.
because Dave's like, I think Johnny's tooth's out, and Johnny's talking about his tooth being out, and Butler goes like a dental expert goes, it's not his tooth. I can confirm that's a bit of the ring.
It's a ring.
So like, you know, like the thing with McCart, like the round being shorter. The ref has said to me at the end of the first here, chill out.
Yeah. Oh, he said it to you, did he?
Yeah, but
Yeah.
Johnny comes out like a man possessed. So I'm trying to like relax. I'm trying to relax a wee bit.
Tell him to
But
chill out.
Johnny's like Maximus Decimus Aurelius in Gladiator here.
Firing on all cylinders.
I'm running about like Joaquin Phoenix.
I was going to say.
Whacking Johnny's what you doing?
So I started the during this here. Right. Okay.
Referee having a
So,
look.
so at the start of the set, I start to be able to hear more now
Yeah.
because you're more relaxed as well.
Shane good on his feet, really on his toes.
Shane looks very fit. I'm going for it out there.
Yeah.
Cheers to him.
He's trained for
Finish
it.
this fight.
Oh,
nice.
nice shot by Johnny.
That was nice by Johnny.
Yeah, it's
I think
shot
Johnny's
his
actually.
See, he has
looking
big
for
long
it.
arms too, and I think
Yeah, you're well matched actually.
Yeah.
Size wise.
yeah.
Yeah,
He's
there's
got a
again.
good shot again.
There's again. Oh, he hurt by the body shot there, maybe?
Yeah, Shane's body shot's no joke.
Yeah. Oh, I think the body shots are hurting him.
It's open every time. Johnny's got his guard up high.
Butler like fully
Johnny-
talking like 50 years experience. He was telling Tyrone things about the fight. Tyrone McKenna
Yeah.
is like, you know, top 10 ranked boxer, like
Yeah.
has fought like the best in the business. And Butler's like, Tyrone,
Wished.
I'll talk him through it. I'll talk him
tell
through
you.
it here.
Johnny,
Johnny's
Johnny
not the better
So
shot.
see for this last round, I just want us both to empty the clip.
Yeah.
I understand.
But I
So
think,
you could have given it to Shane,
Yeah,
but
the-
I think Johnny should have won it.
Oh, Johnny needs to keep pressurising.
yeah, to be fair, he just keeps coming.
he does keep
Because
coming
I
through.
thought he would stay back the whole fight.
Yeah.
Which sets an upset.
So that
Did
kind
you spar him before this?
No.
Okay. So was that kind of rude? You didn't spar whoever you're going to fight?
You caught me there, yeah.
Okay. So you were on the red team. Were you training together and
Yep.
sparring each other? Fair enough. Yeah.
No, there was a wee
good.
bit like we sparred a wee bit with Sean Haggerty,
Yeah.
but it was like, I don't think you wanted the person you were going to fight to see you fight.
No.
It would have ruined it a bit, like,
Yeah.
and taken a bit of the nerves away.
Yeah.
I think.
The judges right now.
So that
pushing the old head back.
his nose is sort of blown up a bit here,
He can't wait for it then. No, it's
and then
Loves that body shot. Johnny's wide open for it.
He's working for the body shot. He knows it's hurting him. And
Gassing him out too, right?
so then yeah,
Not long to go, Johnny.
he's rocked a wee bit here.
Johnny needs to finish his 10
So now I'm sort of saying like, let's go, like, you know,
Yeah.
as in like, what happened was
Go for it.
I'm saying to him, come at me, as in like, throw a load of punches here, and you know, I'll do. But he thought it was a trap, because you can see him be like, oh, fuck it.
That's what happened with us in the hack. I'd said to McCartney the second round we'll have a dance off for the crack, and I started, and he was like, "Fuck you!" He's punched me in the head.
It was
fucking hell, lads. That's unbelievable.
it was a brilliant night.
I
But
love that.
It has made monsters in a way.
Yeah, because you want to do it again.
Yeah, but
He texted me on Sunday going, "I'd fight somebody tonight."
the night
Like,
after, I just
absolutely.
meant like
It fills you if
you get so into it, and the dangerous thing is thinking you can box. That's a
Yes.
dangerous
Yeah.
thing.
I look like you can box him, you know.
No,
to be
but you
fair.
know what I mean. Like,
Yeah.
you start to talk like you're about. Like
Yeah.
we're playing make believe a bit, and it's so much fun. And I think we'll do it
I've
next
been
year.
shouting "Usos" when I brush my teeth.
But there needs to be a big gap.
Yes, I know what you mean.
Park
yeah.
it, get back to stand up, you know, and then do it again. But
Are you amped again from watching it?
yeah.
Yeah, me too.
I would do it right now, but I wouldn't. It became all consuming to the point
Yeah.
where I'm glad I didn't have any like tour shows or anything coming up.
Yeah, you
'Cause
need,
it would
you need
have
time.
affected it.
You need time to
That
to
became
train and
priority
stuff. Yeah.
number one. I
Yeah.
didn't see my kids for 6 weeks. That's not true. Um,
My tour started last night, and I forgot I was doing it
Right.
until like Tuesday.
Yeah. Just an Everlast vest
Yeah.
doing it. I definitely would like to do it again. Like, I'd like to do it one more time. Hopefully it's an annual thing.
That'd be
I'd
great,
always
wouldn't
want to be
it? Yeah.
involved.
Yeah.
I'd probably do it one more time. But it's like, now everybody wants to do it. So people who were, for whatever reason, sort of thought that's not for
KG
me.
didn't want to do
Now
it.
they want to
Yeah.
do
Yeah.
it. And there's like, so Butler texted me yesterday and went, I just batch recorded a load of Cork in the North episodes with Andrew Ryan. He goes, Andrew was calling you out there. That's the point where we're at now.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Well, obviously that's in jest.
Yes,
and like
yes,
I'd fuck
yes.
him up so
Yeah.
bad.
Yeah.
But, you know, we don't need to be calling each other out.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
He won't
You hear-
fight
did
me
you hear
though,
that, Paddy
Andrew.
McDonald?
He won't fight you?
No, he refused. Doing the boxing. I'm not fighting you though.
People want to see that.
Because I've seen him. I've held pads for him and he's held pads for me. You know,
Right.
he's got a lot of sense.
But yeah, would you do it if we did it?
Absolutely, yeah. Yeah, if I had enough notice, if I had 6 months notice where I'd go, okay, I need to start because I'm fucking nearly 40, you know, I'm very unfit. I need to be I'm getting back into it slowly, but I would need a little bit of time to train, definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah,
'Cause
it
he-
is the thing. Trying to block gigs off around because I had, which wasn't enough time. I had blocked off 10 days to be like, I'm just going to train like fuck for those 10 days.
Right.
And on the Monday, he hit me in the rib, and I was like, so I did nothing for 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're meant to ease down a little bit towards the end anyway,
Yeah.
aren't you?
Oh, the week off, I didn't do anything.
Tether it down a
Yeah,
little bit.
yeah, just walks and things
Yeah.
like that. But an idea we'd kind of talked about was doing like Belfast versus the world sort of
Okay,
thing.
yeah.
Where like we would fight comics from down south, Liverpool,
England.
Glasgow, England. Like that
It's a
might
great
be fun.
idea. That's a great
But
idea.
it might just be that there's so many of us that want to do it that's not possible.
True.
You know, but you could have, so like for boxing events, it runs for literally hours and hours. Like there's prelims, there's all that kind of thing. If we were doing somewhere bigger, you could have that too. Everyone could, and
Yeah.
then
How
we
many
could have
fights
a
did
main
you have
card.
then? 7 or 8, is it?
8, wasn't it?
8
Yeah.
fights.
Yeah.
Which I kind of think was almost like a perfect number.
Yeah.
Because it was over early enough for the punters to be like, oh, this was still fun.
Yeah.
Um,
But it's going to be difficult then to go, this person kind of wants to do it. So
yeah.
you might
Casey
not be
made a
able
good
to.
point. Casey said the other day, he was like, we either do it again and do it fucking huge, or you never do it again.
Go out on a
just
That's
go
my
and
feelings
go
on
like,
Go out on a high and leave it at that.
Yeah, yeah, because it's like my attitude to like parties or something like that. Like I'll go, but then when it feels like it's class, then that's when I want to go home.
True.
You know, I don't want to
Yeah.
hang about and let it not be good. If that makes sense. You know, I would hate to do it and we go, remember when this was class?
Yeah.
You know, I like that there's still a real novelty to it.
8 years from now, we're all punched up with fucking broken noses. Remember that time?
The annual boxing.
I didn't hear no bell. I haven't heard anything in 2 years.
Trying to do manscape
Repeating
reads.
punchlines every fucking night.
Hey, the only thing I'm fighting now is high cholesterol.
Manscaped, these guys are giving you a free lawnmower if you sign up.
They told me to stay calm. I've always stayed calm.
Yeah, it was brilliant, and we should do it again. Huge, and then stop it.
Yeah.
And always do there should, you know, we got into the way of doing. It was almost like a quarterly big charity gig. You know, it's like you get asked to do a million things for charity.
Yeah, better off doing one big one.
So we thought, why don't we all come together? We'll pick a different cause every time.
Yeah.
Stop because of COVID, but if we're doing an annual event or something like that, we can do. You mentioned like comedians darts thing or something. Like,
Comedians spin the bottle. I think it'd be a good one.
yes, we practiced that
We did.
and it was good.
Yeah. I
But-
kept stopping the bottle.
But yeah, it was class.
Yeah.
It was
It's one of
so
those
good.
things where I'm like, we're going to have to stop talking about it in,
Yes.
in the next couple of days.
No,
'Cause I'm
they-
boring people to fucking death.
We agreed this podcast is the line in the sand for us.
Man, do you know
about-
how bad I've been? Last night I was in the courthouse in Bangor, and the girl who was running the gig, I'm pretty sure I walked in with a video on my phone, like through the door. Like, did you see me? It's me punching him, man.
Willie brought me on at Lavery's last night and went, if you saw the comedians boxing, this guy had a fight, and I was walking up the whole way to stage going, fucking say I won.
Well, you're next.
I smacked him on the way up the stage. Fucking big hook. Thought he was Johnny Bow. But yeah, it was brilliant. Let's do it again, and then let's not do it.
Yeah.
Maybe. But somewhere bigger would be cool.
We'll find you somebody to fight.
Yeah, do
Yeah.
please.
Andrew
That'd be
Ryan.
great. I'll fight him. I don't need any notice for that one.
Because that needs to be like, because that's why Sean
Just
and
give
Pete
me an
fought.
hour.
Give me an hour to go and buy a mouth guard.
That's why Sean and Pete fought, because it was the Battle of Lurgan. So
Yeah.
the more we things like that,
Battle of Cork.
get an angle for it. Yeah. Roy Keane ref it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, you heard it here first. Start training, Andrew.
Yep.
Oh, I'm getting the buzz again. Fuck it. Let's do it next week, boys.
Yeah, the day after it, I walked downstairs and at one point went through walking down the hall through a wee combo and then went, now's the time to stop doing that.
Right.
You know?
Yeah. Walking around, shuffling.
But it was good. Chris, you're doing a gig in Belfast?
Yes. My tour show next year, I'm doing the Mandela Hall, which is a big old fucking step
Man,
up for me.
be great.
So I'm shitting myself, but at the same time, you know, Donal came to me and said, do you want to do this for your tour? And I said, fuck it, yeah, why not? Because I
Yeah.
love gigging in Belfast. Genuinely, I was thinking about it, I probably gig more in Belfast. It's probably the second, like after Cork, it's probably Belfast. Like
Oh,
I probably
okay.
gig more in Belfast than
Yeah.
nearly Dublin even, to be honest
Right,
with you.
okay.
Like, you know, I open for Neil up here, I do all the clubs. I open for Jason Manford here, I'm opening for Frankie Boyle here. So I do a lot up here.
Yeah.
And it's genuine, I love gigging here, so I'm hoping to, you know, do well with that one.
Oh, man, you'll pack it out.
Oh, yeah.
Like, you're-
We did it for Kieran's podcast and I hadn't been to it since it was reopened.
Yeah.
It's brilliant.
It's class, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm mad
When
excited
is it?
about that. It's on the 6th of October.
We'll put a link to it in the description.
Brilliant.
That's like show season for me.
Yeah.
September, October.
It's after shifting to that now for me. I used to go out January, February, March, but now none of the venues had really good dates because of COVID, so we just pushed it all down to September, October, November, and that's when I'm going out this year now.
Yeah.
So I
Because
can't wait.
you're a big, you got a great reception at Lavery's last night.
Yes.
So it feels like you are one of our acts kind of, so people will go out and support
I
that.
love coming up here, man. Yeah. It's class.
You're also, without a doubt, the best comedian on the island of Ireland.
Yeah.
Like, in my opinion, I'm not, well, next to me. But, because genuinely, we did Queen's Comedy Club, 2 months ago?
Yeah.
And I was like, fuck me, it's a tough crowd. And then he just murdered it. So,
You'd be
My
up
advice-
there.
Yeah, oh my God,
Of
insane.
all comedians I like to watch,
Oh, cheers, man. Thanks.
whether I know
Likewise.
them or not, you'd
Yeah.
be right up there for me, right up there.
And then you just have to start coming to Cork.
yeah, man,
Yeah.
back
yeah,
down.
you should. It's.
I would
it's
love to
cool.
do a show in Cork.
You should. You should.
Maybe I am.
Good crowd. I
think I
Are
am.
you?
I think I'm there. I literally think I'm there. Dan,
Are
can you
ya?
check? I think I'm there on tour.
Are you?
I'll
In the
tell you.
Everyman?
Oh no, I'm not. They booked the theater, and I was like, I don't think I'll sell this, so I didn't put it on.
You should do it, man.
I did Dundalk instead. Put on the
Yeah,
Spurs door.
Dundalk is nowhere near Cork.
I know, but I had room for another show, and I thought Dundalk would be better for me.
Yeah.
I just don't think I'd shift tickets in Cork.
You would,
but
I
I'd
think.
like to go down and do
I
a
think
show.
you would. I think you would.
We should go down and do a double header.
There's a nice few varying rooms down there, you know. There's
Yeah.
really good anything you kind of want. Your 200, your 600, your thousands.
Because I do that stupid thing of going, I won't sell that well in Cork, and anyone who will come and see me in Cork, they'll just go to Dublin anyway. But they're nowhere near each
2
other.
hours.
Yeah,
No, Cork.
but that's
people-
that's my
I
mentality.
Don't think
Because
very many
here's so
people-
small.
Yeah, very many people won't. Traveling from Cork to Dublin is.
Yeah,
I think you'll definitely get a core amount of people in Cork that will go to see it.
yeah.
And it'd be great to have more Northern Irish comedians down there as well doing gigs.
Yeah.
Like, you know, not a lot of people doing. A lot of you just do the Dublin, the tour shows in Dublin. And I think Cork, there's a big audience there for it. Like,
We should go down, stop at Kildare Village, buy a whole new outfit.
Yeah.
Yourselves and stuff.
Yes.
Yes.
Just so we don't even need to. We just buy a new outfit. For each other, you pick mine, I pick yours.
We should do that anyway.
Should we just go shopping?
Let's do it.
We're not coming to Cork for Christmas,
Yeah.
but we are.
We are going to Primark though.
Yeah. No, we're not. Yeah, we'll put the link for that in the description.
Thanks very much.
You're out on
Cheers,
tour
man.
right now.
Yep. Pretty much sold out.
yes.
But the Waterfront and Millennium Forum. So 7th of October I'm in the Millennium Forum. 13th of October I'm in the Waterfront.
I like that they're close together.
Yeah. Get it done out of the road.
Yeah.
Take Christmas off.
And then when you go to us?
Oh fuck! Yeah, that as well. The 9th of April I fly out to Australia. I can't remember when the dates are, but I'm doing the Edinburgh Fringe every day
Somewhere.
in August somewhere.
You got a venue?
I'm doing it too, yeah.
Yeah, I can't remember what the venue's
I'm
called.
doing Assembly, one of the Assembly little ones.
It's just it's one of the Just a Tonic ones. It's that new one
55
Jamon was in,
seater.
where the church was.
yeah.
Right.
There's a wee room in there.
Right.
At a 7:15 every night.
Oh
Nice.
God, the things you'll be saying in a church, Michael. I despair.
Making lines out of the Eucharist.
Guys, thanks very much for watching. Chris, Mick, thanks very much for coming on. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Links for put the Waterfront
Probably hurt, did it?
link in this. This is seconds out. Is that what say rounds out?
Seconds out.
Seconds out.
Centre of the ring, boys.
Yeah.
Seconds out, yeah.
Ding ding.